This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
We will help you spay and neuter your animals. It doesn't matter whether or not you can afford it.
New at 11, the message a local humane society wants to get out to everyone after these 5 puppies were abandoned in a state forest. The Morgan County Humane Society says they don't know how long the puppies were out there, but they are thankful it wasn't too cold and someone found them.
And now workers at the Humane Society want to focus on education, letting people know there are so many ways to find homes for animals. You don't have to leave their fate up to luck.
RTV6's Cornelius Hawker is working for you to spread that reminder.
Hi, what you doing?
These 5 little puppies have had a whirlwind week.
I'm hopeful that they were not stuck outside for too terribly long before they were found.
Shannon Krieger is fostering these pups who were found on New Year's Eve at Morgan Monroe State Forest. They were placed in a plastic tote with a sleeping bag at the bottom and covered with a sheet close to the road.
In our heart, we really hope that they set it up that way, hoping that somebody would find them.
Jennifer Londergan is the one who got the call about the abandoned animals on New Year's Eve. Barely a month old, the puppies were found by someone driving through the state forest.
To find puppies abandoned in the woods, to us is pretty concerning. Usually people don't have a hard time placing puppies.
That's what's made the situation even stranger for Jennifer. And while she tells me she has all sorts of questions about how the puppies got there, what matters now is that they're safe. Although many animal shelters and humane societies are at capacity with dozens of other animals, Jennifer says rescue groups will always find a way to help you out if you come to them with an animal you no longer want, just like they did with these 5 puppies.
We have a crazy foster parent who was willing to say, New Year's Eve, absolutely bring me 5, puppies that we don't know the health status of, that were just found in the woods.
Back at Shannon's, these 5 little furballs are getting love and attention, and hopefully their story being shared will mean someone will think twice before dumping unwanted animals.
If you have puppies or kittens, you can't care for them, contact a humane society, contact a rescue group. There are so many different organizations out there that can and will help you. Don't leave them in the woods.
Working for you in Morgan County, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
And Jennifer says she believes the puppies are about 5 weeks old, so they'll stay in their foster home for 3 more weeks. Then they'll be fixed and put up for adoption. You can call 211 if you ever need help finding resources for abandoned animals.
RTV6 is working for you to get an update for neighbors who are still waiting on the demolition of a house that they call dangerous and unhealthy. Months ago, city officials said the house could be torn down in 2020, and that the new year has arrived. RTV6's Cameron Riddle is working to get answers.
The year 2020 is barely 2 days old, and already residents here on the south side are making their resolutions. And this house is priority number 1.
It's January 2nd, 2020, and the house is still standing.
Residents on Indy's south side say they have been working to get the halfway burned down house on the corner of Harlan and Kelly Streets torn down for years.
I've been in this neighborhood since I was 16, and I'm 27 this year. This house has been a problem since I was 16.
In the past several months, they've ramped up their efforts to get rid of this house after needles were found on the sidewalk in front of the home. Neighbors say the house has become a haven for anything but good. They say the health and safety of the neighborhood kids is the reason they won't stop fighting for the attention of city leaders who holds the power to tear the property down.
My daughter's bus stop's right there at the corner. What started all this uproar was the 4 needles out there, and she picked one of them up. As you see, there's a beautiful mattress on the porch now. Somebody comes and sleeps on it at night.
A spokesperson with the city of Indianapolis says the house is set to be added to a bid list for properties that need to be torn down. An exact date has not yet been given, but the bid list being put together is for the first quarter of 2020. While that may sound complicated, neighbors say their request is simple.
Please tear down the house. That would be the greatest thing they could do. I mean, we've been told for so long, but nothing. So when can we see action? Please.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
RTV6 also continues to push for answers for people who live near an intersection that they call dangerous. Neighbors first shared concerns about State Road 13 and State Road 67 in Fortville in November of 2018. The Indiana Department of Transportation approved the installation of a traffic signal and started the process to make that happen. But now, more than a year later, there is still no light.
Just continued frustration, being told by NDOT that there's going to be a light, and as you can see behind me, there's no light. I mean, so far the accidents have been somewhat minor. I'm just afraid somebody's going to pay with it, for their life, and nobody wants that.
RTV6 asked NDOT about the delay in installing the signal. According to a spokesperson, the department is waiting on the contractor to get all of the supplies needed. We asked why that's taking so long. The spokesperson says she is out of the office until Monday and will get us answers then. We will share those answers as soon as we get them. If you have a problem and have nowhere else to turn, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Well, we started our day with beautiful sunshine, and we're ending it with some rain as people go to sleep. So what can we expect in the morning when we head out?
I think we'll be drying out in the morning, so it may be perfect timing. While you sleep, the rain will continue to expand across central Indiana. Temperatures will not change much, and those of you north and west that don't have much in the way of rain may see some patchy fog develop. Let's talk about our probability of rain. Pretty much a sure bet, anywhere from I-70 south, but you can see by the time we get to 8 a.m., our rain chances diminishing quickly. We've had one batch of rain just slide into the metro area from Indy to Carmel to Fishers. That moves north and east. There'll be other waves coming from the southwest. Right now, our most consistent area of rain is in the eastern half of the state. Temperatures will not change much. They're in the 40s now. As we go through the overnight hours, the rain shield from Muncie to Indy to around Bloomington first thing in the morning will start to push off from there. Another mild day tomorrow, but changes arrive for the weekend. Details on that coming up.
Major breaking news tonight out of the Middle East. The Pentagon says the United States has killed a top Iranian military leader in an airstrike.
ABC's Richard Cantu explains how this strike and the ongoing tensions are related to the attack on the U.S. Embassy in Iraq.
A U.S. strike at Baghdad International Airport, killing Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force, a U.S.-designated foreign terrorist organization. A PMF spokesman confirming to ABC News Iraqi militia commander Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis was also killed. The Department of Defense issuing a statement writing, "At the direction of the president, the U.S. military has taken decisive defensive action to protect U.S. personnel abroad by killing Qasem Soleimani." The DoD saying the strike was aimed at deterring future Iranian attack plans. This comes after a stunning attack by Iranian-backed militias and Iraqi supporters on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, one of the most fortified in the world. For 2 days, protesters hurled rocks, setting embassy rooftops and guard posts on fire and ramming bulletproof windows. The U.S. rushing nearly 900 additional U.S. forces to the region. The president at Mar-a-Lago on New Year's Eve asked if he sees the U.S. going to war with Iran.
Do I want to? No. I want to have peace. I like peace. And Iran should want peace more than anybody.
Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
And stay with RTV6 for updates starting on Good Morning Indiana at 4:30 and anytime on the IndyChannel.com and the RTV6 app.
A Hendricks County school district is trying to regulate what parents say on social media.
There are a lot of people that are scared to speak out because they're afraid of retaliation against their kids.
The Northwest Hendricks School Corporation's Parent Code of Conduct says parents should not use social media to make rude or offensive comments or fuel outrage towards school staff or the school. The policy has been in effect since 2016. Tiffany Matthews tells Call 6 Investigates the district handed out copies of the Code of Conduct at a December board meeting. The district says it did that in response to, quote, inappropriate and disruptive behavior at the previous meeting. This comes after months of criticism from parents in the community over the handling of a sexual assault claim against a Tri-West high school teacher.
They're trying to silence us on speaking out against them and the way that they've handled the whole situation. I take it as we're trying to get things done. You know, they're not doing it, so we've got to find a way to get it done, and social media is the way to get the word out there that, hey, this isn't being handled properly.
Parents who violate the code of conduct can be removed from school property and banned from school grounds. The ACLU of Indiana calls the policy a violation of the First Amendment. The district released a statement saying that as far as that goes, quote, no action has or will be taken regarding what others may say or share on social media, but encourages civility in all forms of discourse, end quote.
And now former Warren Township school bus driver accused of choking a student is facing criminal charges. Eric Carter is charged with battery on a person less than 14 years old. Kimberly Kincaid told RTV6 the attack happened to her 8-year-old grandson in November, and the family called for charges to be filed. The district released a statement saying an investigation found the driver did handle the boy inappropriately, but there was no evidence of choking. Carter was fired. And 2 people faced several charges after trying to get away from police on I-465, going so far as to drive the wrong way on the highway. Traffic cameras caught a yellow Dodge Ram getting on the exit ramp at 71st Street. IMPD had been chasing the truck but called off the pursuit for safety reasons. Plainfield police say the truck eventually got off the highway and crashed into another vehicle at US 40 and Main Street. They say the truck was stolen. No one was hurt.
Metro police say a 14-year-old boy is in critical condition after his brother accidentally shot him. Investigators say the brothers were playing with a gun in a home northeast of Keystone and Thompson on the south side when that shooting happened just after 11 o'clock this morning. No charges have been filed as of tonight. Charges are now filed in connection to a crime that happened almost 9 months ago. Today, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office formally charged Dwayne Harris with robbery, murder, and felony firearm possession. Harris is accused of shooting and killing 17-year-old Leandre Lane in a drive-by on North Franklin Road near 34th Street in April.
After more than 2 years sitting empty, a former grocery store in Hamilton County is getting new life.
Everything must go. You can take a piece of an iconic Indianapolis bar home with you, possibly at a bargain price.
And a historic season for the IU football team ends in heartbreak. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Sobers. Fish, yeah. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome back. It is 2020, and that is giving scammers an opportunity to possibly forge documents. When writing checks or signing documents, it's standard to write the last 2 digits of the year. But because this year ends in 20, thieves could easily manipulate the date, for example, changing it to 2008 or 2021. Now, those changes could be used to cash an old check or other fraud. Experts say you can protect yourself simply by not abbreviating the year on documents.
Another abandoned supermarket will again be filled with fresh food and other groceries. Needlers has signed a lease to move into the former O'Malley's at 126th and Gray Road on the east side of Carmel. That's according to Carmel City Council President Jeff Worrell. The store closed in 2017. It was owned by Marsh. Worrell is calling on neighbors to support the store once it opens.
What we'd like to really say is that, okay, we got a grocer here, so now we've got to support it. So it's not just running over here for the milk or the eggs you forgot. We need you to buy your pet food, your Tide, everything here to really make this thing go.
He says if everything goes as planned, the store will open by this spring or fall at the latest. Marilyn, Elvis, and all their friends are leaving downtown Indianapolis.
And tomorrow, Ike and Jonesy's will auction off the memorabilia that lines its walls. The beloved bar closed for good this week. Owner Rick Eichholz says collecting signs, photos, and neon lights has been one of the many fun parts of the job.
The real fun has been over 30, in our 36th year, has been buying the things that I have put on the walls one day after the other, and people would bring me stuff and I'd frame it and put it up. That's been a ball.
Doors open at 8 a.m. and the auction starts at 10. Hundreds of items, including televisions, tables, kitchenware, and more will be on sale. There's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff in there, and that bar went out with a bang, hosting the last hurrah party on New Year's Eve. It was a bittersweet night for people who had been partying at Ike and Jonesy's for decades. They celebrated 2020 and mourned the end of an era.
I spent 14 years working here. I've been hanging out here since 1990. It's just been home for the last 15 years.
Like 30 years I've been coming here since I was in college, and this is so sad.
I didn't want to see it happen, but I wasn't going to let it go without me.
According to the owner, a new landlord plans to turn the building into a hotel.
It was very loved.
Yes, everyone had a lot of fun there that last night on New Year's Eve.
And, you know, that 30 years ago, it doesn't sound that long ago.
It goes like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. The rain will be here and gone before you know it, but still around through your day tomorrow. As far as Terre Haute to Indianapolis to Muncie, southeast of that line is the most likely area for rain, not just overnight, but as we get through much of tomorrow. 1 o'clock in the morning, rain from Indy southeast, and we put this in motion. We'll begin to see a break in the morning hours tomorrow. I think that will last a good part of the day. Then we'll get colder air as we go Friday night into Saturday. So Saturday becomes a day where we'll see some snow showers, light accumulating snow potential. We're not expecting much at all, and that would be north and east of Indy. The biggest change, the strong cold northwest wind and highs only in the 30s. That is quickly replaced by dry conditions and warmer conditions on Sunday. Additional rainfall. Now, this takes us through the morning hours into the afternoon on Saturday. Some of this will be converted to snow, but half-inch rainfall amounts are a little more, most likely on a line from Bedford and Seymour through Columbus, Greensburg, and Richmond, less to the north and west. This gives us an indication of some of the snowfall potential. Notice half an inch or less is what we expect. It's just going to be much colder. Tomorrow, we'll squeeze out one more day at 50 degrees, maybe a little warmer to the south. North and west, you won't see the rain as much. Temperatures will be close to the mid-40s. The wind will increase in strength tomorrow night. Start gusting to 20 miles per hour or stronger. Then on Saturday, that northwest wind brings the colder air to catch the remaining moisture, and we begin to see snow showers at 7 a.m. Still snow showers around at 10 a.m. Temperatures will not move much from what you wake up to Saturday morning in the low 30s. They'll stay generally in the low to mid 30s through the day. You factor in the wind that will gust over 20 miles per hour, and it will feel like January. Temperatures will start to bounce back, though, as we get to Sunday and Monday. Just want to show you from tomorrow evening, where temperatures are still 45 to 50 from Indy south, the temperature falls. We'll follow this all the way into Saturday afternoon, and temperatures no more than 35 or 36 degrees. Early next week, dry Monday. Chance of a rain-snow mix once again Tuesday, Wednesday highs in the 30s. And as I mentioned, beyond the 7-day forecast, all indications are really through the middle of the month. Above average temperatures would continue. Average is 36. Anything above that is not bad for this time of year.
Not bad at all.
So rain showers tomorrow, snow showers Saturday.
All right, Kevin, thank you.
All right, Brad Brown's here with sports. Hey, Brad.
Here we go. Busy night for us here. We're going to start with the Pacers opening the new year at home against Denver. The Nuggets, the leaders of the Northwest Division. Good start for the Pacers. Jeremy Lamb had a 30-point night, 3 here. Indiana up 2 at halftime. Nuggets well in control, though, by the time they got down the stretch of this game. Michael Porter Jr. got the hot hand. He ended with 25 points, and Denver takes it 124 to 116. The Pacers are on the road in Atlanta on Saturday. And a good evening, everyone. The IU football program waited a long time for a night like this. The first time they ever played a bowl game in the state of Florida. 28 seasons since their last bowl win, and their last 9-win season, that ended at the Rose Bowl in 1968. A huge crowd for the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. Thousands of fans from around central Indiana and the Midwest making the trip down. Nice night down there as well. Difficult first half for both teams. The Hoosiers were down 6-3 at the break, but the defense made the first big play of the second half. Jamar Johnson steps in front for the interception. Couple of good blocks on the run back, and there he goes. 63 yards for the pick six. The Hoosiers went up by 10. They eventually pushed the lead to 13. Volunteers would come back to retake the lead, though. After a touchdown and an onside kick, they scored again. Eric Gray from 16 yards out. Touchdown. PAT after that put Tennessee back up 1. IU got another drive and another chance for kicker Logan Justice. Hit a couple earlier in the day. Lined up for a 52-yard kick. It was long enough, but it floats just to the right at the end. A heartbreaking finish, but still a very memorable season. IU falls a point short tonight, 23-22. Plenty to build on, though, for next season. For Tom Allen and his guys, congrats on a great effort. A pair of Colts are a step closer to Canton. The 15 finalists for the Hall of Fame's 2020 class announced tonight. Reggie Wayne is in there for the first time, and Edgerrin James will get another chance. February 1st will be the announcement of the class. That will be during Super Bowl weekend. Back to basketball. The Big Ten's split schedule gets to the main agenda starting tonight. 12 of the 14 teams went 1-1 in their pair of December games. Purdue and Minnesota, both among them. That was the matchup tonight at Mackey. Boilermakers hosting the Gophers. Tight game for the entire duration. We go to the final 20 seconds. Purdue had led by 8, but down 3. Then Sasha Stefanovic steps back, drains the triple. Game tied up. They got some extra basketball in West Lafayette. Let's go to the second overtime. Matt Harms, a huge night off the bench. This dunk started a run that would put the game away. 26 points for the Purdue center led the scoring. They get the win by 5. 83-78 the final. A strong test to start 2020.
Our ability to not push the lead out a little bit and make free throws and do some basic things when we had a chance in the second half. They made more plays in that stretch and then got it close. But, just proud of your guys more than anything. The game comes down to, a play or two in each.
We were at the Coliseum tonight at 6. The Indy Fuel taking on Cincinnati. A lot of fun out there. Good guys got the first goal of the game. Keone Teixeira from way out. Looking good. The Fuel's next goal would come in overtime. That would be the winner. Tim Shoup got that one. Indy takes it 2-1. They're home again tomorrow night against Fort Wayne. And it's Star Wars night.
Oh, that's
tomorrow.
Oh,
That's going to be packed. That's always a good time out there. Looking forward to it.
A lot of characters there.
Oh, for sure. All right. Thanks, Brad, for that.
Central Indiana workers who abruptly lost their jobs just before the holidays are not being forgotten. Next, new help for former Celadon employees.
.com or IndianaGrand.com.
Next week, there will be another event connecting former Celadon workers to job opportunities. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development and Employ Indy will host a virtual job fair at 1:30 Wednesday afternoon. It's for employees impacted by the sudden closure of the trucking company last month. FedEx Express, UPS, and Online Transport are a few of the employers participating in this. You can find a link to register by going to hiringhoosiers.com and clicking on this story.
The Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police is calling for changes in the new year to reduce violence across the city.
Your police department, they're working their tails off. They're doing a very good job. They're arresting the bad folks, but the broken system is letting them right back out.
FOP President Rick Snyder made several recommendations today, including establishing a commission on criminal justice outcomes so current bond policies can be reviewed. He also wants more accountability for violators in the juvenile justice system and a public database to track criminal histories.
We're not making it personal. We're not pointing fingers at our judges, our prosecutors, or public defenders. What I'm saying to you is they're playing the cards that they're dealt. They're bad cards. And we need to get them help so they can make better decisions.
The mayor's office released a statement in response saying, quote, "It's clear there is more work to do together with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. We begin 2020 with a continued dedication to making our city a safer place for all."
Police are taking a close look at surveillance video, hoping to find evidence after someone vandalized a new restaurant. The owner of Bonsai Fortville says he got to work around 8 o'clock this morning to find all the windows and doors busted. He says it does not appear anything was taken. The business just opened in November on Main Street. The owner has no idea why someone would target his business.
I hope they track down whoever did this, and I'm still extremely grateful to be a part of this community, so I know one bad egg doesn't spoil the whole bunch.
The vandalism is not stopping the restaurant from serving customers. It was open tonight. Police are asking anyone with information to call the Hancock County non-emergency dispatch number. It's 317-477-4400. We'll be right back.
Silvers. Fish, yeah.
And widespread rain between now and your drive to work, if that's where you're headed first thing in the morning. We'll see a break for a while tomorrow. Then the rain will expand again tomorrow night into Saturday morning. But then Saturday morning, we have snow showers, not just rain showers. Hello, January.
Hello, January.
Yeah.
You're here.
Now it's starting to look like it.
Sleep in Saturday if you can.
I like that idea. Sounds
exactly.
good.
Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been great having you along.
GMI starts at 4:30 a.m. Good night.